y'all doing? It's your boy Jermaine from Eat Right Guys Nutrition and Fitness, back with another video. And this video right here is a special video. It's my first interview with one of my friends. We're going to discuss a topic that I get asked a lot. And so I decided to reach out to her because she's actually been there and done it, and she can provide valuable information that I can't provide. Keep in mind, like I say, this is my first interview, so the picture is kind of choppy from a visual standpoint. I didn't realize that my internet isn't really fast enough at this point to have like a clear HD Skype video, but I'm gonna upgrade that in the future. But the audio is still good. If y'all have a problem with the pixelation and the video quality, y'all can just close your eyes and just listen to the great content. And also, I'm gonna leave her contact information down at the bottom, and feel free to contact her if you have any additional questions about the stuff that we discuss in this video. And so y'all enjoy. All right, how's everybody doing? This is Jermaine from Eat Right Guys Nutrition and Fitness. I got a special guest on this video, Brittany, and we're gonna be talking about switching careers to become a dietitian. So starting out in something else and then changing your mind and going into dietetics. So she's gonna kind of give her overview of pretty much what she's done in her life, because she kind of fits into this topic. And I'll let you go and tell your story. You can get as personal as you want. Start off with what you originally majored in and how you kind of transitioned to becoming a dietitian.
Gotcha. Okay, so my BS is in kinesiology. So I did my undergraduate work, kinesiology. And after that, I decided I wanted to become a teacher. So I went into the PACE program. And I do live in South Carolina. I'm not sure if that's like statewide. But so after I did the PACE program, I became certified to become a teacher. I was a teacher for 4 years, and I decided that I wanted to become an RD. So being that my background was in kinesiology, I did have a lot of science classes, but I didn't have any of the DPD coursework. So when I started emailing different grad schools, I was just asking what classes I needed, what all I needed to do to become an RD. And the biggest thing that they told me was, you have to complete a certain amount of classes before you can even sit for the internship. So I had two choices. I could either complete the DPD coursework and pay out of pocket because I wasn't getting another degree. Because at the time there's no requirement to have like a master's to become an RD. So I can do it that way, or I can go back to school and complete my master's and do the DPD coursework at the same time. That way, financial aid will cover the expenses for the classes. So, of course, I went ahead and did the second route. I decided to do my master's degree and complete my DPD program so that financial aid would cover that. And then I completed my internship.
Okay. So to further clarify that, so that first option means going back to undergrad and getting a degree in nutrition and dietetics. So instead of going to your master's degree, you're trying to get a second bachelor's degree. And you said doing that kind of excludes you from getting financial aid if you go and get a second bachelor's. So that's why you chose to get a master's degree.
Right. So the way it works for me, when I contacted FAFSA and I asked, well, if I wanted to complete this coursework, can I still use financial aid for it? And because I had already had a degree higher than that, I already had my bachelor's degree, financial aid wouldn't cover that because it was not, your DPD coursework doesn't give you like a certification per se. So because of that, I couldn't use any financial aid. And even if you decided, well, I'm just going to pay out of pocket, there's not another degree that you're getting. You're just completing those courses. So you're just paying per credit hour for each course that you have to take in order to sit for that internship to get your internship completed, if that makes sense. So you're not getting another degree if you decide to pay out of pocket. The only way you get another degree is if you were to go to grad school and then complete the coursework while you're completing coursework to also get your master's. So keeping in mind when you do that, you're going to end up spending, I think I did like 2.5 years because I did my graduate coursework and my DPD, which is undergraduate courses as well. So you're looking at about 2.5 years for that part. So.
Okay. And so when you were an undergrad with your kinesiology degree, did you take any nutrition classes or any DPD classes?
I took one nutrition class. It was basic nutrition, but I took that early on in my undergraduate coursework. So, like I said, like if I took that like maybe my freshman or sophomore year, and then I worked as a teacher for 4 years, that 5 to 7 years had already passed. So I had to retake that course. But even my chemistries that I took, those qualified for the DPD program, but I decided to go ahead and retake them because I wanted to keep a pretty good average. But the basic chemistries, the basic biologies, if you already have those, then you'll already have that, but you still have to do all of your MNTs, all of your food science courses. Collectively, I want to say I took about 18 hours just for DPD coursework, not including my master's coursework. So all in all, I think I had like 32 credits when I finished my program.
Okay. And how long did it take? Were you able to do all your DPD in 1 year? Were you able to like schedule it like that? Because I know sometimes it's difficult scheduling
No,
the recommended
I
courses.
wish, but no, I wasn't able to do it all in 1 year because of prerequisites.
Yeah.
So once you break it up, I think I did like most of my basic biologies, basic chemistries. I did all of those first. And then I had to do MNT 1, food science 1, and then so on. So I mixed them in between with my undergraduate work for the DPD coursework and then my master's work as well. So
Okay.
about 2.5 years.
All right. And another thing I want to bring up is like whenever you choose like what school you want to get your master's degree in, you have to make sure that they have an accredited undergrad dietetics course because like you said, you got to take those DPD classes. And if you go to a university that's not accredited, then you're kind of taking those classes in vain if they even offer nutrition. So even if they offer like a master's in nutrition, they have to have those accredited DPD classes.
Exactly. Yeah. I know, like the school I went to, they were accredited for their DPD coursework, and then they also had that master's program. So, if you are at a school that doesn't offer a master's, but they are accredited in that DPD coursework, that's something to look for. That would be better than going to a school and just getting a master's degree without getting that certification or the accredited DPD coursework, because then you're still going to have to go to a different university and complete that at an accredited university in order to sit for the internship.
Okay, so all in all, how long did it take for you to finish your DPD and get your master's degree?
Well, about 2.5 years, and that's not including the internship. So, just for the coursework and to graduate, it took me 2.5 years. And then the internship started the following August. So I graduated in December. My internship started the following August. So accounting all of that, about 3 years and some to complete the whole entire process. And then not to include, the internship was not covered by my tuition because I had already graduated before the internship started. So depending on when you finish your coursework for the DPD will also depend upon when you start your internship. And if you graduate with your master's before you start that internship, then you're going to have to pay out of pocket for that. That's definitely something that I wasn't aware of when I went through the program.
Okay, and so anybody in your situation that either started out in dietetics as undergrad and switched their major and they got a degree in something other than dietetics and they want to come back and be a dietitian, or if it's somebody that started out as a teacher and wants to become a dietitian, what advice would you give them?
Do your research. One of the biggest things that I ran into was that I didn't do enough research initially. I don't regret the whole process, but it definitely could have been done a more affordable way and an easier way. So I would just recommend to anyone who's switching careers like I did, do your research, see which schools offer the accredited program for your DPD coursework, which schools offer a master's degree if you're not financially able to pay out of pocket, and go for that option first. And then also you need to be able to sit down with your advisors and actually have them to go through year by year what classes you're taking and when you'll actually start the internship. If you can start the internship during your master's program, then it'll be covered in your financial aid. That wasn't something that I sat down and had that discussion with. It was something I assumed. And in the end, I ended up having to pay out of pocket for the internship on top of already using financial aid for my new degree in nutrition and the DPD coursework. So just do your research, when you do start looking at internships, know that all internships are not created equal. If you know you have a certain interest in a certain field, look for internships that are more geared towards that. Compare prices of your internships as well. They can get very pricey. Some offer stipends, some don't. Some offer housing. So just do your research. That's the biggest thing I can stress to everyone.
And so, like, to wrap it up, like, it seems like your whole process will probably take 4 years total. So it's
Yeah.
kind of like going back to get another bachelor's degree.
A whole nother bachelor's, yeah. It's a very long process. All in all, I would say being a dietitian, if it's really something you're passionate about, it's worth it. But you can become very frustrated if you don't do the background research that you need to do in order to make sure it's a good decision for you. As you stated, it does take a lot of time. Thinking about how you're going to pay for everything, the internship, the volunteer experience that you need, taking time off to do the internship, all of that is important. So it's time consuming, and it takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of planning. It takes a lot of work. So yeah.
All right. So I think you answered all the questions. I even learned some more from what you've told me. So hopefully this video right here help a lot of people out in that situation.
Don't like me. Yeah.
Yeah, it's always good to learn from somebody that's already done
Absolutely.
it than going into it blind, like a lot of us did. Like I went into this profession blind. So
I did. Yeah.
yeah, so that's pretty much like my purpose of this channel now is to inform interns, students, to kind of let them know what they're getting into, to make
Yeah.
sure that they really want to become a dietitian.
Absolutely.
All right, so to wrap it up, I don't know if you want to give out your Instagram or any social media.
Sure. If you have any questions, it's Brittany Exquisite on Instagram. So you can find me on there. Just send me a message and I can answer any questions.
And if you're a nutrition student or a dietetic intern and you're concerned about passing the RD exam, feel free to join my Facebook group, RD Exam Prep, which will be down in the description. And this is where you can be part of a community that will answer any questions that you may have, as well as I provided free study guides, notes, and practice exams. And while you're at it, follow me on Instagram at EatRightGuy and visit my website, eatrightguide.com, where I post weekly blogs on nutrition and dietetics related topics.